How y'all
Vanessa?
doing?
Hey, if we all have to show our faces, come on, Vanessa. I've been at my computer all day long. So,
Uh,
Hello.
hello. All right. Well, as you might know, JJ has just got too much on her plate, as we all do. And she's decided that she does not want to go forward to hire Ruth Ann. And she would like to turn it over to somebody else. Well, I heard the plea in Tim, and he was needing some help. He still hasn't found his assistant. So I said, Tim, I'll do what I can. I'm not very techy. I will operate what I can operate, but I would really love to see our women's group making more deals together. So in addition to educational pieces that will help us all learn from each other, as well as new things, I'd love to include, and I need your feedback, haves and wants. Does somebody have a buyer that needs something and their budget is this? And or are you looking to loan $50,000 from your IRA? You're self-directed. I have $43,000 that I'm ready to loan right now to someone, but I want 12 plus 3 points, and I want to be in a first position. So that's, something I'd like to do. And if somebody's in need of financing, we can help each other. I have, fortunately, a lot of ladies with the Women's Real Estate Investment Network called REIN, WREIN. And I'd like to invite them to our meeting on the fourth Thursday of every month. And is 5:45 working out for everyone? We're trying to get a consensus. Is that time comfortable? Tim was trying to make it later. And I said, well, frankly, for me, later would mean that I'd have to tell my husband I'm not going to make dinner this evening. And we'll just have to eat late or way early, and we have animals to take care of. So for me, 5:45 was actually very convenient, but I'm asking you if that fourth Monday evening at 5:45 works well, then we'll just leave it. Is that Ruth Ann, you're muted.
There we go. Is that better?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So what do you think, Vanessa? Is that working out for your schedule? Is that comfortable?
Yes, I'm brand new. I just this is the first
Good.
time being here, so 5:45 works great for me.
Okay. And how about you, Robin?
it's fine. I mean, I wouldn't even mind a little earlier, but I mean, I can do 5:45. I can't always stay on the full hour at that time. But yeah, I mean, and the fourth Monday is just fine for me.
Okay. As long as it's not a Monday morning for me. I don't know why
Pardon?
those are always sideways. So Vanessa, you're new to the group. How long have you been involved in investing?
I'm brand new. I haven't been involved too long. I have a mentor, and yeah, I'm just brand new.
Excellent. Wonderful. Well, I've been a realtor, just to share with everyone, for 34 years, but I decided to be my own best buyer and decided to invest as well. Now I've done investing, but I've always done it for other people and taken the facilitator position, not the principal position. So now I'm doing both. The Women's Real Estate Investment Network, REIN, was started by Tressa Todd, and her two sons. And there are probably about 22,000 women in that group, but they're nationwide. It's expensive to get involved. I don't know that I would suggest that. They do have a lot of training they offer, but it's about $20,000 to join. Now, I think they have a different package out now, like 10,000, but that wasn't when I started a year and a half ago. So I don't really encourage somebody to incur a huge debt on the front side. But training is so important. And I'm really excited. And I forgot to tell Tim this, although I think I've said it. He's really trying to bring a lot of tools to the West DFW group. So that's exciting for me because I've been through several tools. In fact, I signed up for almost all of them. And that's not a good idea. Don't do that, Vanessa. We're here to learn from each other, you know? I mean, Ruth Ann has a wealth of knowledge in lending. And Robin, your specialty is, share that with Vanessa.
Mine is notes, but I have a long background with commercial real estate.
Excellent. I could use some information on a deal that my husband had been looking at. So anyway, that's kind of what my inspiration is to help other women become investors successfully. And I'm very busy with my real estate. So I wrote a book, in fact, 2 books. Now I'm on my 2nd book. So it's been very busy. Secondly, I ride a horse competitively. So I spent all weekend not working, but on a horseback in the heat. And it's getting harder and harder to do every year. I'm getting older and older. Okay. So with all that said, Vanessa, with a new person, I want to encourage each of us to bring a lady that is investing and or interested in investing to our group so the camaraderie is real helpful. Like my experiences might help you, Vanessa, not do some of them that I would suggest not to do. And Robin might be able to help you with understanding notes more. And Ruth Ann's going to, she and I have worked together before, and she might help you understand the lending end of it. A PML is a private money lender, and that's what I would be. She is a loan officer lending. She works for a lending company, and she can share that with you better. Sometimes we use lenders. As a realtor, I've used lenders all my whole career. So there are private money lenders and there are hard money lenders. There's a lot of terms, but as a very brand new investor, I'm excited for you. And you just need to show up and ask questions. Nothing is, silly or it's unnecessary. There are a lot of material out there. There's a lot of material now. So many videos, so many YouTube channels, lots of gurus, huh, Ruth Ann?
Right.
You got to pick and choose. You got to be careful. And I don't know about investing enormous amounts of money in your training, but you do have to. And you have a mentor. Who's your mentor?
My mentor's name is Lydia Miller. She has been flipping, buying, and holding for 10 plus years, and she's kind of trying to walk me through and teaching me through her own mistakes. So
good. Well, we welcome Lydia. We're trying to build the West DFW. Where does Lydia invest normally?
Dallas. So we're both in the Oak Cliff area. Dallas, I know she's done some in Irving. But I think that's mainly the area.
Lee is joining us. I'm learning, girls, so help me out. Hi, Lee. You are still muted, Lee. I guess she's not going to speak up. Okay, well, hi. How are you? She's in her car. Okay, we can't hear you, but we can see the roof of your vehicle. All right, well, I'm glad we're as techy as each other, so.
Yes.
Hi, guys.
Hi. So
I need to put my
I'm-
camera off.
I'm really here just to help keep the group together. And I'm really open to suggestions. I think we can all benefit from this. The REIN group, they have sometimes 40 or 50 people on a Zoom meeting. And they're all learning from a speaker. We should have more speakers. I'll learn how to invite. If you've got somebody that wants to share an investment with the group or share what they need for a new investment, please bring them forward. And we need a way of staying in touch with each other during the off time so that we can actually suggest something. So I'm happy if everybody would. Tim asked me if we would all just kind of sign in and maybe put our phone number in the chat. He will list everybody that's been on the meeting and or your email if you choose. And we'll all try and stay in touch with each other during the time that we're not in the meeting. That would be very helpful. And I'm going to invite REIN sisters that are with me in my group to join us and share their experiences. Some of them are new, some of them have been investing a long time, like your mentor, Vanessa. Okay, and I'll share mine. Give your name, what you do. JPAR Real Estate. So I'm there to help too as an agent and investor.
And don't hit return or you have to do 2 entries.
That's not.
Okay.
Yep.
Be careful with that return finger.
Right, it takes you there quickly.
Yes. 559. That is my California number. I do have a Texas number because it's caused me trouble. And then the name of my email for investing is Painted Pony Acquisitions. Well, let me just give it.
Devin, what do you think about a call to some of the ladies who have attended before but are so busy? I think they, they just get busy doing what they do and out driving or looking at properties or,
Yes.
contractors. Maybe if we called them about 4:30 or something, I know you can't because you're so swamped, but if there was a way, we could have somebody like maybe Lisa McCormick. I think she's got us all on her list of contacts. Maybe she could make those calls for us to remind the other ladies to attend.
You know what? Tim and I were talking about that. I said, and he wants to try and give me some admin control so I can post. And I said, if we're going to have the 4th Monday, we need to have it organized and let everybody know something by the the second week of the month. So you kind of understand, what are we expecting? What speakers showing up? And I need help with this. So if anybody has a suggestion, something you want to share, you want to speak about, or you know somebody that could help us, and they would be willing to give us a lady who would be willing to give us some time, that would be fabulous. And
Well, I think-
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm part of a mastermind group that we speak or get on Zoom every Wednesday. But I get the Google reminder,
Mhm.
Google Calendar
Mhm.
reminder pops up.
Ah,
And that, of course, I put it in my calendar, but that's helpful
What-
for me because I don't know how soon it goes out before the call. I can't remember for sure.
so they send you a link or a link to the meeting?
It pops up, Google does. Google sends, the Google Calendar sends, it pops up on a little pop-up on your screen that you have a
Okay.
meeting coming up.
If you set the reminder when you put the appointment on there, it does that. Or whoever
Yeah.
sends out, you send out a meeting request where everybody has to accept it, that person can usually set up a reminder on it as well, so it can pop up for that person.
Yeah. But it's helpful. That's helpful. But we
Yes.
also have, and of course, I don't know if we want to do this because, everybody's got so much on their plate.
I know.
But the guy that runs the mastermind, of course, I mean, he's one of these, he's, I don't know how he has time to do all he does, but we have a Facebook page and he'll let us know or ask everybody, what kind of topic, what do y'all want to talk about next week or whatever.
Mhm.
So like today, I know we don't have anything special, but maybe, I don't know if Vanessa wants to maybe give us a little more of, well, what have you been doing and what do you have any ideas what you want to do? Because, when you talk about investing in real estate, there's a whole list of things and that can mean a lot. So have you, and I know Tim stresses at our meetings and a lot of people do. You want to try to focus on like one thing. Don't try to spread yourself out because you'll be half good at a bunch of stuff. So if you got any questions or what direction you think you want to go in, so maybe we can, if not help you tonight, then maybe next time we can help you or, because I know that those of us have been in this business for a while, and even now, if I know somebody's already done something, I'll call them or email and say, hey, I don't want to recreate the wheel. What happened that screwed up for you? Or what did you do? So let you learn from our experience. I think everybody's always willing to help out.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, I definitely can let you guys know where I am. I quit my middle school teaching job at the end of last school year. Teaching is very hard, especially middle school. And my partner and I, we have dreamed for a long time. So she has rental properties. She's always had rental properties. And she just buys rental properties, might fix them up a little bit and just hold on to them for a while. And we've always dreamed about fix and flips. And with me quitting my job, we thought this was the perfect time for me to throw myself into real estate investing. And my mentor is actually somebody she's known for a long time, just as friends. And, so like I said, once I quit my job, I got in contact with her and it was just like, I'm ready to dive in. She does a lot of fix and flips and she also does rentals, like just single family, nothing like real huge, I guess, to my standards being brand new. It was like nothing big, just like single family. So I've just been working with her right now in my process. What I do all day is I get tons of emails from wholesalers. And I'm analyzing, you know, the work they need, just trying to figure out if there's actual profit in taking these houses on and fixing and flipping. Right now, I want to fix and flip because I want to supplement my income, leaving teaching. And I've been to like a lot of seminars and stuff, and they say like that's kind of the first step, and then you go to buy and hold, and then you might go to more commercial properties. So right now, I just spend my days looking through wholesale properties, analyzing the properties, sending them to my mentor, walking properties, trying to learn. Just smart.
May I ask a question, Vanessa?
Yeah.
What tools have you found helpful in your analyzing of the properties? Has she given you a direction in that regard?
Well, she has given me, so like, I feel like I'm learning on the fly. Let's see. I look at a property. I do a lot of looking on Zillow. My biggest thing is like trying to find ARVs, like accurate ARVs. That's like super important. And so like I'm looking at things that have sold in the neighborhood recently, saying bed, bath, square footage, like condition, like trying to figure out, because that's a huge piece of the puzzle for fix and flips. But not having access to the MLS, it's a little harder, I think, because Zillow is Zillow. Realestate.com is realestate.com. She also did give me this paper she got from she was a part of the Texas Real Estate Investment Group with Phil Grove. I don't know if you guys have heard of that.
Are you familiar with the tools that the West DFW Group has on the website?
I'm not.
Don't you agree, Ruth Ann and Robin, that to familiarize herself with some of the tools might be helpful? Because I think Tim has added, and secondly, he's coming up with a discussion, I think next Saturday, the first Saturday of every month, Vanessa. And I think it's again at Denny's on Hewlin, isn't it, ladies? I think I saw that on the calendar, the Google Calendar. And he's going to present Propelio, Realtor.com, lead pipes, all of those items. I just I was with REI Works, which gives you a lot of tools and evaluating tools. And then it takes you all the way to a letter of intent and how to send cards out, how to skip trace people. But it was old information, and I just released that, and I'm looking for new tools that are more updated. So I'm looking forward to that meeting, Vanessa. You might really benefit from October, I think it's October 5th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it? And it's in our calendar on the website. And you may very well, have you joined the West DFW REI Group?
I don't believe so.
It's not very much money. What is it? $175 a year? And he gives you a discount. If it's your first, there's a discount getting on.
Every time you come to a meeting, you get a discount.
Pardon me?
Every time you come to a meeting, don't you get a discount?
Yeah, if you pre-register, if you join the group, you could come as my guest if you'd like on Saturday and just see whether you like it or not. I could send you a guest request for you. And he's going to outline a lot of the tools that he has reviewed, and some of which I'm very familiar with, some I'm not. Once you find a tool that you feel is going to benefit you, then you need to get proficient at it. My problem was I tried them all And you can't sign up for all of them because it'll break the bank. You need to make a decision and evaluate, okay, this one's going to give me, it's going to find me leads. It's going to find me foreclosures or whatever type of property I'm looking for. It's also going to help me skip trace them. It's going to help me send material to them. It's going to help me develop a letter of intent after I've evaluated it. There's an evaluation tool. It's a lot of programs out there. So word to the wise, learn what's available to you, learn what each offers you, and then pick one and become good at it. Because each one is a little bit different. Would you agree, Robin? Are you evaluating?
yeah.
Still? Yeah.
Yeah, and well, and also on the website, and again, I don't know, if you'd have to get on there to see, but
It's got a lot of new
There's-
stuff is on there.
there's a ton of information. Yeah, I think you have to, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, you'd have to look if you're a member, but you can go back and you can get recordings
Yes,
of a lot
ma'am.
of his training.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of links for different tools to use that are, you can use as a member. One of the benefits that you would have is you can create a website.
Yes.
Real simple and it's not expensive, I think it comes with the membership.
It does.
So, yeah, I think it's worth it. I mean, the only disadvantage you have maybe is where you live, is you're kind of a distance away.
Where
But
is she? Where are you?
she said she was in Oak Cliff, so that's kind of on the southern part of downtown Dallas.
Mhm.
Ah,
But if you just get on 20, you wouldn't be, really that far. It'd be a straight shot to where we meet.
Oh yeah, I think it would be worth a drive. I mean, I'm just trying to go everywhere, trying to learn.
Yeah.
Vanessa, I'm coming from Springtown.
Mm.
It's an hour and sometimes 20 minutes to Fort Worth,
Oh my
depending on
goodness.
traffic.
Yeah, we have people from Rockwall and Frisco and
Oh,
all.
yeah.
Guy
All
used
over.
from Abilene, and then he
Yeah.
moved. So, but yeah, it's worth the drive. It's really.
Vanessa, can you give me, if I were to send you an invite, I could just send you an invite. I plan on being there.
Okay.
So I would be happy to meet you. Ruth Ann, you're there often. So are you, Robin. And Lee, have you been to a lot of the meetings on Saturday?
No, I don't usually, no, I'm sorry, I don't usually get to go to those. I'm usually busy on properties on Saturdays.
Okay. So I would be happy to, if I were to send her an invite, do I do it to her number or to an email?
I
'Cause I
think
don't
it's
have
probably,
your-
email, I would guess.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
see your email. I see your phone number 432, but can you put your
Yes.
Vanessa and then your email there? And that way then I'll have that for record.
Yes.
All righty.
And Vanessa, I know that Devin already touched on this, but don't go out and think that you have to buy these expensive seminars. I remember one of the first times that I met, and they don't attend anymore, but it was an older couple. And I looked at their tax returns, of course, because we were going to go full documentation on something. And they had written off, 20 some thousand here, 15,000 there. All of these trainings that they went to, they wrote off their mileage there and their hotel and their meals and all that kind of stuff. And come to find out, they didn't qualify for their loan after doing all that.
Mm. Oh my goodness.
Now, don't go crazy and just think that a high dollar seminar is worth that high dollar seminar. I don't know
Thank
how much about Tim's background, but he's been doing this 20 some years full time. And he's the best I've ever seen. Plus, he's the most honest, caring person. And once you come to the meeting, you'll find out if he makes sure that when he's doing any purchases, whether it's gonna be a fix and flip or whatever, he makes sure that it's a good deal for the seller. Because if it's
Mhm.
for the seller, it's not a good deal for him. He never tries to take advantage of anybody just because he needs another property on his books. So I don't know, I'm sure you girls agree. He's a
It's
wonderful,
a win-win.
yeah.
I agree, Ruth Ann.
And the expense is so little, and he'll cover it in the meeting Saturday. It's so little to get involved, and he's there. When you call him, he's there.
Yes.
And if you get a tough deal, if your partner doesn't want to go in halves on it for you, he many times will go in joint venture with you and show you how to do the deal, and you see it done. You're doing it with him, but you're seeing it done to get the property and how to follow through. It's just, I think he's amazing. Just amazing. These meetings are so, so good. I've never attended a meeting where I didn't feel like I learned a lot. I'm just a lender,
Yeah.
I like learning from him so that when people come to me and they're trying to do some, I can help them by channeling them to somebody in the group that knows exactly what not to do.
That's
Yeah.
very good to hear, because I think, I've been very, very careful. I've been looking for like 3 months now, looking and kind of doing what I'm doing, going to different seminars, not paying an arm and a leg, because you can easily pay an arm and a leg at a seminar. But it's good to hear that, because I think I have been very guarded with where I'm putting my trust, where I'm putting my money, because I think so often you can find people that are just, I just need this house at whatever cost to the seller. It's all about numbers, or just having more properties in their portfolio, and it's not really about like genuine, like I want to genuinely help people where I can, and like I want it to be like a beneficial career.
Transaction.
Yeah.
Well, you want to feel like it's a win-win. You want
Yeah.
everybody gets to make some money. Ruth Ann
Yeah.
makes some money. The lender makes some money. The seller got some money and got out of a bad situation, and you were able to make a living doing it too. Nobody got skinned.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's very faith-based. Actually, the REI Group is very faith-based. They talk about it all the time. And there's some wonderful books I'd be happy to share with you. Without Fear of Her Future was written by Tressa Todd. And you should get that book. It's a wonderful book. You don't need to pay $20,000 to her. But the book really outlines a lot of options that you have. And Robin was right. I'm learning all of it, but you can't do all of it well. You have to find a niche and you have to focus on it. And when it starts working, if it's still working, keep doing it. But then you might, like you said, go from maybe an assignment deals for fast cash, for some cash, so capital, and then you go to a fix and flip that takes a little more time. And then you go to a buy and hold where you now can factor in a BRRRR strategy where you're renting and you're refinancing and you're doing it again. So I love all that. And it takes some time to kind of build, but don't do it all at once, because it's very, very, there's a lot of rabbit holes, right, ladies?
Right.
Yep.
One of Tim's favorite tools is an analyzer that helps you go through the property. It literally can be on your phone, and it asks questions, and you tell it what needs to be done or not needs to be done. And it prices it out for you, actually.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's, do you
You put in how many windows and it'll give you an approximate price per window, unless of course
Wow.
it's a huge bay window and you might up that a little. But she's right. They have Ruth Ann's, he will introduce these tools to you on Saturday in October. And that was his purpose. I said, there are so many out there, Tim. Help investors, help us understand what maybe might be the best one to line up with and learn well. And he did that for me. I mean, Ruth Ann, it was amazing. I just said, it's so confusing. There's too many out there. And he said, okay, I've got all of these. I'm making, and on top of that, ladies, he's making deals with these companies so that they'll give members of the West DFW group a discount to get started with them. 15-day free trial, first 3 months for half price. I mean, he's worked out all these arrangements to make it easier for you to get familiar with it before you sink a lot of money into it.
And Robin can tell you she's heard this from me before, but one of the things that just made me want to stay in this group, I've been a sponsor for 12 or 13 years now. And one day he was having me do a refinance on one. And it was, let's see, it was a wrap. And anyway, I was going to order the payoffs. And I saw that the information I got said, this was a few years ago before rates went up, the borrower that I was refinancing owed on an 8% note that Tim gave me. But when I got the information, the payoff from August REI, who is our, what do you call them? There are
Servicer?
payments in for you, and then they pay the underlying lien, and they keep
Yeah.
all of it. And they say,
They're interim. Yeah.
what'd you say?
Yeah. They're the ones that handle the payments over the period of time.
What do you
Yeah,
call
they're called a servicer, third-party
Services.
servicer.
Thank you. I
Mhm.
couldn't find that word. Thank you.
payoff information on this deal? And I'm sitting here looking at an 8% note that they're supposed to be paying Tim, the way they wrote it. And the servicer says it's a 7% note. And so I called Tim, because you know how those wraps work, Vanessa?
I've heard of it, but I could not describe it to you.
Now he finds the house where the people don't have to have their money right away. They just want out from under the payment. And so then he'll buy it and he'll turn around and sell it to somebody else. So the underlying loan is still there and needs to be paid every month, but the new borrower is paying Tim through this servicer, and the servicer is paying the underlying note, and Tim gets the difference, right? The difference in the two payments. So I had to call Tim and say, Tim, let's pretend it's Williamson. This Williamson note shows it's an 8% note you're supposed to be getting paid, but August REI is telling me about a 7% note. Was there a change in there? Was there another sale of something? What happened? And he said, who's that on? And I said, the Williamsons. And he thought back and he said, oh, they're the ones I just dropped at 1% because they paid so well.
Ah,
Does that tell you everything? Or does that tell you everything?
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Marine, retired, I don't know how many years. But anyway, if you haven't met him,
You will Saturday.
Yeah, you'll be impressed with his honesty, hard work he goes to provide all of this information to y'all. He loves it if he can help you be successful.
And too, you might be able to help him out. He does have a wealth of information, and he's closing his investment office in Weatherford. And I bought 5 books from him because I wanted to support his removal of all this material and staging information materials and for staging homes when you want to put them on the market, and books and videos, CDs. I don't even have a CD player anymore, so you might have to buy a CD player to do it, but he had a lot of information. He might be able to get you some of that information for you to watch at home and make it affordable for you. So you might talk to him on Saturday when you go and see if he still has a lot of that. I'm sure he will. He had 6 months, I think, to vacate the office. So he's got time to get all that sold, but you'd be helping him and he'd be helping you.
Oh yeah, that's exciting.
Sure. So I will send you that. Let's see, I do not yet. Okay, there we go. I will. Happy Place Purchasing. That's cute. I like that. All right. I will make certain that I send you an invite. And it's a Google Calendar. So I don't know if you use that or not, but you can just check the calendar you want to put it on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you come free. You don't pay anything. First visit. And you
Awesome.
can
I'm excited.
yeah, that'd be great. Well, Ruth Ann's been with him forever. And I've only been there for what? Like a year and a half? About a year and a half now.
You've already figured him out long ago.
Yes. Robin, did you, how long have you been with the West DFW?
I want to probably say like 7 years, maybe something like that.
Okay.
No, I can't remember for sure.
Is Lee still here? I don't think so.
I think she dropped off.
She was moving.
She was
in a
driving,
car.
so yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse, you need to get to know Robin too, because she's got a diverse background and she's like Tim. She really loves to help people not make a mistake when they're doing something. And especially Robin, when they're writing a note.
Yeah, believe me, I've been there, done that with all those mistakes. And one thing I might emphasize to you is that, I know that the amount of information out there is overwhelming. And I'm sure you've already probably done a little research on YouTube. YouTube videos have been, I think, really, really good to getting some information, because most of them, 10, 15 to maybe 20 minutes, you're going to sit and watch, so if you're just looking for, if you have a topic, you don't have to have a person's name or anything else, but just some kind of topic, just type it in there and see what pops up. And if you question, because you'll find a lot of people will give you basically the same information, the same guidance. But if you find somebody that is maybe giving you some different information, that's when you reach out to somebody else in the group and say, hey, what about this? And that might be telling you, that's somebody who really doesn't know what they're doing. And I do not, before you spend any amount of money, anything of significant amount, reach out to people before you write that check, because I can give you probably 3 or 4 people in this last 2 months that I didn't do any business with, but I know them. And they were doing fix and flips, and they were, people were investing money with them. And one guy, this story is just something you only see on TV. And I heard about this through a very, very reputable attorney. But he didn't mention his name. And then something else came up later and put 2 and 2 together. And anyway, he evidently left his wife, had adult kids, a very successful business, or so it seemed, and walked out and left the country with about $26 million.
Ooh.
And he's done podcasts, he had Facebook group, he was, what in the world? He must have met somebody or something. It was just the craziest thing. But I know a couple of people that have done similar things. So you really cannot trust but verify over and over. You must trust but verify before you pay any money for any of these programs, before you invest with any of these people. Just, and you want to be real careful about how you, if you're going to joint venture, but joint venturing is a very, very, most attorneys will tell you that's not the way to do a deal together with somebody, if it's not written properly. So there, you know, don't try to just jump in. I gotta get something done by the end of the year. I gotta get something done. Do your homework. There's plenty of people. And again, like as Devin and Ruth Ann have already said, Tim is the most moral, ethical person in running a real estate club that I've ever met. And every one of all the other ones that you go to, there's going to be somebody there that's going to try to sell you something. And most of those people, that's how they make their money, by selling their books and selling their classes. They don't ever do a deal. They
Right.
may have done a couple of deals 15 years ago. They don't do anything now. All they do is sell this crap. And I know firsthand quite a few people who joined a group that I'm part of, and the guy that runs this group is very ethical and all that. But the sad thing is that some people paid money, a lot of money, to join the group, but then they're buying notes. They didn't have any money after they bought a small note. They didn't have any money to finish processing the note. They had to foreclose, whatever they had to do. They had no money left. They spent all this money on the mentoring program, and then the little bit they had left to buy the note. And then that's it. They ran out of money. And so, you know, I'd see them at conferences, and like 3 years down the road, they're still trying to do something. I'm like, my gosh, by this time, that house is not worth anything. So just take it from us older people. Been there, done that.
Speak for yourself.
Don't be afraid to ask. Do not be afraid to ask. There is no stupid question.
Absolutely not. I agree.
I was to make sure I wasn't on mute. I'm glad you say that, because there's a lot of times I'm just like,
What's that?
yeah, and I'm like, I don't know what to ask or how to ask, or you know.
Well, no,
Well, I think you'll enjoy the meeting and meeting Tim, and you might want to join the group. And I'm sure it's very inexpensive to join the West DFW group. He's not there to take people's money. He just needs some support, because he puts all of that on, and he brings all those tools to you. And the website's pretty fascinating. And ladies, it's grown incredibly. He's been adding and adding. I'd like to see this group grow. I'd like to see the ladies encouraging each other and bringing deals to each other so we can work together on things. So I'd like us to have a period of time, maybe 10, 20 minutes, where we can say, hey, you know, right now I've got a problem with this deal. What do you think? Or I'd like to lend some money. Do you know anyone that has a need for private money? Or, not to step on Ruth Ann's toes, because she handles very creatively other ways of borrowing. And then I'm looking for, you know, to be serious with you right now, I've got a company that I'm working for. I think I shared this with you, Ruth Ann, that I finally wrapped my brain around. Manufactured homes are affordable housing for people that seriously need it. And in the REI group, one of the young ladies with 2 children under 5 lost her job. She was laid off. Well, she went 2 months, 60 days, and then she got an eviction notice. So the ladies in the REI group all got together, and they found a home that, well, one lady offered her a roof in her house with her 2 children to stay until they could get her into a home for mothers with children to support them and help them get another job. So we're all working together, West DFW ladies, to find her and support her and help her back up on her feet. Well, I realized that this company that's approached me as a realtor to write transactions for them on their brand new manufactured homes will pay me a referral fee for each piece of dirt I write on. And they have pre-qualified buyers that come to them and need a manufactured home, but they get a clean, safe place to live. And all I have to do is find them the dirt to put that clean, safe structure on. And it's turning out great. I've got 4 deals I'm writing right on my desk now. So I'm looking for dirt that take manufactured homes, and any property within city limits, almost any city limit will not allow a manufactured home. They do build modulars, and they will do that, but it generally takes the budget for the individual over their budget. So like $20,000, $30,000 difference in structure cost. So if anyone has land that's under 100,000, they'll pay 70, 80 for a lot. Sometimes those people are qualified for that. That will take a brand new manufactured home. Even if it already has a structure, the company will remove that structure and set a new one in its place. So that's a need I have. And, you know, I'm always looking for a good place to flip. I'm pretty busy with my real estate, so sometimes it pulls me away a little bit. It's not easy to do it all at once, but, and I'd love to learn more about, from Robin as well, about notes, because that's something I'm not that familiar with as a realtor or an investor. So maybe Robin wants to present something one month. Give us a little, you do actually sometimes in the meetings, don't you? When you come?
A little bit, but I mean, I have done one before on this group, but it's been a while. And you know, I'm happy to do it again anytime. I think it's probably pretty boring for a lot of people, but I'm happy to, you know, if you got questions about it, or, you know, I'm certainly no problem.
We have special knowledge there, so it's valuable. Well, I told Tim I would try and keep it at our hour. And if you have any suggestions, please don't hesitate to email me. My Painted Pony Acquisitions is my investor email. But if you want to use the devincamilleri@jpar.net, you're welcome to. It goes to my private one. I have way too many, but I'll go check them all. And I'd love to get any feedback you have for the group. Vanessa, I'll make sure I send you an invite for Saturday, the 5th of October.
Yes, thank you so much.
And it's 8:30 to 11:30, I believe, right, ladies?
I think so, yeah.
In the morning, yes.
Always starts about 8 with sharing with new folks how it all works, how the REI group, you know, actually runs like a fine, what did they say, well-oiled tool or whatever. What's that? You know,
Machine, oiled machine.
Machine, yeah.
He really
Yeah.
8, but most people start gathering about 8:30 or 9. 9's when the actual meeting starts. But a lot of our accomplishments happen before the meeting. Talking with the other people there for breakfast. You know, you sit down with someone new and you hear what they're doing, and just like we have today, you share something or ask a question. And you find out whether they know anything about that topic or not. And if not, you listen during the meeting. And then after the meeting, you stay a few minutes and talk to the ones that sound like they can help you with what you're asking about or thinking.
Right. And deals
Yeah.
can be made too. I mean, there might be somebody there saying, I just put a property under contract. And you might say, well, where is it? It's my backyard. I want to do a flip close by so I can keep my eye on it. And that's so helpful.
You'll get an email if you're a member of the group of the new properties that are available. And there's always several, and they're different locations. They might be in another state. They might be here. They might be raw land. They might be, you know, a duplex or a house that needs to be refurbished. So there are properties available that aren't in MLS right there on our website.
Yes, I'm definitely going to check the website out. And I think that's where I am right now after looking for a little bit. I need to get out and I need to talk to people and I need to hear other people, you know, like you guys have specialties in certain areas and, you know, just like try to absorb all I can.
And like Devin said, pick one thing, do it well. No, Robin, I think that said, pick one thing, do it well. And then
And
if
both of us.
you have that figured out, then you can add another another type of property or investing.
Well, if everyone is happy, we can conclude this and I'll follow Tim's instructions on how to end the meeting. I am in Zoom meetings all the time. I'm just not usually the host. So thank you, ladies, for showing up, and invite your mentor if you like. She may enjoy it. She may have something to offer. I will try and talk with Tim this next couple weeks. So any suggestions you have, we're looking for. And we'll try and come up with a topic, something we can learn by, but it doesn't have to take the entire hour. By
Right.
then,
And
I'll know
I,
how to do it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just from my experience, I think what works well when you've got a full hour is maybe if we have a topic, if we can keep it to 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last half, we can ask questions or, you know, what are your wants, what are your needs, or just discuss what the topic was about, you know, or something like that.
Great idea. Thank you,
That's
Robin.
just what we've done before in some of my groups.
Okay. And I'd like to
Well,
hear
good,
more.
thank you. We appreciate, Devin, you taking this on and let us know what we can do to help.
Thank you, Robin. I appreciate it. You're muted. I can't hear you, Ruth Ann.
Did you
There we
need,
go.
Now I hear you.
Robin, how many groups are you in?
Well, I'm only down to, including this one, I'm only down to 3. But
Good.
I've been in more than that, so I have to try to find like that's enough. I don't know. You know,
I know.
during COVID, it was easy to get into a bunch of groups, COVID time, but now it's like, no, I don't have time to, my eyes get tired.
I know. I did get involved with Richard Group and the AI. So 6 months ago, I probably didn't know what a bot was, but now I'm trying to train a bot. So you just have to
There
keep
you
learning,
go.
you know?
Yep.
So
All right.
he's another one that if you're interested in AI at all to help you, Richard Roop is a fascinating man, and Tim can tell you all about him and what he has to offer. He actually invited him to a group. So, all right, ladies, it was great seeing you guys.
Thank you all.
And I'll see you, Vanessa, on Saturday. I hope both of you as well. Robin, are you going to make it? Yeah?
I should. It's on my calendar.
Ruth Ann?
I'm not gonna make it because my granddaughter's getting married that day.
Oh, sure.
Ah,
Very,
Okay, well, that's important.
but next month I'll be there.
All right. Excellent. All right, we'll miss
see
you.
you guys.
Take care. Have a good
Bye-bye.
evening, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, we're going to stop recording.